Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Tony'sPicks.com. I'm Tony T. It's time for our WNBA pick here for Ramon Scott. Find us in place over at Tony'sPicks.com. Let's bring him in right now. Ramon, what's going on?
Yeah, hi Tony. Gave me a little time off here from the league on Monday night, so we're going to jump back into action tonight with a nice game and then a big card tomorrow. So we're back in action here for another 11 days or so, and then we're going to get out of that Olympic break.
Certainly will. So let's get underway here. A single game on the board features the Lynx at the Sparks. We see the Lynx 5.5 point favorites on the road, total 155.5.
Yeah, and I mentioned that on purpose because the key in this game and why we've seen the move here the way it is, Tony. This one was uh, about as high as 7, maybe 6.5, but I think we all knew and get confirmation to Nafisa Collier she is going to be out of this game, and now we're getting the info that Nafisa Collier may need some rest here with that plantar fasciitis. It's going to sideline her for this game. She missed last game. Want to keep her going here, get her ready for the Olympics. You don't want to miss the Olympics. I mean, this is a big season for the WNBA and for the Minnesota Lynx. And there's going to be a little bit of stress, a little bit of wear and tear. Maybe the Olympics isn't a really stressful. I don't know. Yes, other countries have world-class international teams, but the best players are all in this league. So maybe it will be a blessing to a certain extent. Doesn't necessarily help them here against the Sparks. What does help them is the Sparks continue to struggle in a way, Tony. They've lost 3 straight, 9 of the last 10, including a loss to Phoenix. Last time out, they got beat pretty handily. Actually led Coach Miller to say that, well, if they played in this game against Minnesota, the way they played against Phoenix, they'll lose by 20 points easily. So that sounds more like a message to me than a prognostication by the great Coach Miller here. LA, not without some of their own limitations here personnel-wise, Tony. One of the Stephanie Talbot, the 5-year veteran from Australia, she really just had 3 of the best games of her career over the last couple of weeks, but looks like she might miss this one with a foot injury. But her matchup was going to probably be with Juhas, who will be in there for Collier. So I just think there's kind of a little bit of a downgrade for both teams here personnel-wise. And even though the Sparks are having these struggles, Tony, having lost 9 of their last 10, Rakia Jackson, really talk about this rookie class. She's probably the most overlooked of the best of class, if you will. Rakia Jackson right now, 22 points in that last game against Phoenix, and she is really turning it up too. It's just too bad that the Sparks don't have Cameron Brink right now. I think they'd be a lot better than this 5-16 record. And again, I trust Coach Miller. I know I'm kind of alluding to him a lot last couple of shows, but this is what you need with a team like this right now that needs to kind of come together and turn things around. I mentioned, of course, that long road trip, and now they're back home for a couple. They're playing one of the best teams, no doubt about it. Tony, Minnesota 7-3 against the spread. Their last 10 on the road, but without the MVP candidate. We'll just say it right now. I mean, if you go with Wilson first, you might have Collier second at this point. I'm going to take the Sparks here, Tony, with the points at home. Maybe a little volatility. Total here, you see it there, Tony, 155.5. That's probably going to move higher, I would think. I know it came down originally, but I think they're going to realize it may be a little bit too low for this matchup. But we're going to stick with the Sparks here as our play, plus the points here at home against Minnesota.
All right, Ramon Scott, click the link below for his best bets, Lynx and Sparks. It'll be the Sparks here at plus the 5.5. All right, we got you the pick here. Now it's time to turn our attention over to Tony'sPicks.com here for the card on Tuesday. Got a lot of baseball on the board as well as action from the W. What do you have going over at the site?
Yeah, leave it to me, Tony. Get your breath there, and I'll talk about what we have over at Tony'sPicks.com here on a Tuesday. Of course, we're back in action, Major League Baseball, after a getaway day there for a little bit. Some of the series got started on Monday as well, but we'll be firing away on a full game, full card of action on Tuesday in the Major Leagues. And we'll take a look at this WNBA card. I laid off right now, Tony, Summer League. I came in here talking a bunch of junk before the weekend about Summer League, but had to take one day, take a break, look at some action here, and I'll be back at it, though, tomorrow. There's 4 games, and did like the results tonight. Couldn't pull a premium. Just want to make sure it wasn't me. And so we're going to get back at it with NBA Summer League action on Tuesday night. as well. We got premiums in that league here at this time of year for sure. Now, Tony, you showed there also the 3-day All Sports Pass, so why not jump on board here this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday? Get on board with me and ride through the week action here. The NBA Summer League is something that I do tackle here. So if you are looking for some picks, you can join me at tonyspicks.com by using that promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages, including mine on Tuesday, those extended packages that Tony mentioned, and I'll have a specific day package for the action on Tuesday in the major leagues and the basketball action. But also, Tony, you had shown on the screen my MMA record, and we're back in action this week in MMA. So I'll have my podcast with my experts tomorrow as I get ready for the fight card this week. Tony, they're in Denver this week. Tony, with the ladies at the featured event with Namajunas against Cortez. Cortez comes in with one loss, but of course, Rose Namajunas, one of the elite female fighters. When you got a card headlining the ladies, you got a star in Rose Namajunas. She'll be a $2 favorite over Cortez here this Saturday in Denver, UFC Fight Night. From Colorado in that high altitude, but we know that's where a lot of fighters to train in some of these altitude. We'll see. It's going to be a good card this week, and I'll be in action there as well. If you want to grab that weekly All Sports Pass, that'll get you through the action, including Saturday night with the UFC and all the basketball and baseball action this week over at Tony'sPicks.com.
That's right, guys. Go over to Ramon Scott over at Tony'sPicks.com. Click the link in the description, land right on Ramon's page, and get on board. You see the long-term passes there. Keep an eye on those one-day passes, your multi-packs, your best bets. Remember, those one-day passes are profit guaranteed. They must turn a profit, or the amount purchased will be credited back to your account for side credits. That's profit guaranteed. But whatever you choose, just remember that promo code TonyT at checkout will save you that 20% off. Once again, click the link in the description, land here, and get signed up. All right, Ramon also hosts the morning steam here live on the Tony Picks YouTube channel, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Ramon gives you a pick from every game on the major board. Of course, we'll give you some peripheral plays. It's also chat-driven, so folks in the chat can chime in with their picks and your suggestions. We may see some guests popping in like Bo and more, so make sure you like, subscribe, set notifications here on the channel, and get notified when these live shows are on the air. For Ramon, I'm Tony T. We'll talk tomorrow.